Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a great subject for ourselves today, so let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Our subject for today is selling through the storm. What did he say? I said selling through the storm. Hey, right now, we're getting ready to have a hurricane right here in Florida, and it's Dorian. And you know what? Sometimes you got to go out there and you got to do the do. I've been out all day. We're expecting a storm and everything. But in this regard this evening, and, we'll see what happens. All you can do is just hope for the best. And then selling through the storm, I've been out selling all day today. And, you have to get out there. You have to knock on doors. You got to do what you got to do to survive and make good money. But selling through the storm means a lot of different things. There's going to be a lot of things in your selling career that are going to pop up. There's going to be a lot of issues. They're like tissues. And I've mentioned it before. They come and they go and they pop up all the time. But selling through the storm can mean a lot. See, here's the thing. We don't give up just because that we have problems. We don't give up because things don't go our way. We don't give up just because people say, well, you can't do it. You just have to remember, selling through the storm means you bear it. You just got to just remember, listen, it's a numbers game. Some days you're going to be really good. Some days are going to suck. And you're just going to have to bear with it. And selling through the storm means you're going to have ebb and flows, good days, bad days, and you're going to have some days you want to cry or just quit selling altogether, and it's just the reality of it. But that doesn't mean that we quit. What that means is, as selling through the storm, is we just keep trying. I've been in sales since the 80s in one form or capacity. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and the warts and all when it comes to selling. Because, see, it's a real serious subject, but I like to be funny. But in reality, when you're going through storms, it doesn't feel good. I mean, you may have issues with your significant other. You may have problems trying to pay your bills. You may have problems that you're trying to deal with, and a lot of times we take them internally, and it can really take us off our selling game. I've been there and I've done that, and I've had some little bitty checks, and it don't feel good. So now what I'm sharing with you is, even though we're having to deal with issues and things in our lives, like our children, maybe we have a person in our family who passes away, or maybe we were working for a company that looks like it's about ready to fold, or maybe we're dealing with circumstances way out of our control. But see, here's the thing. Here's a little fist bump to say, howdy, you're important and you matter. Selling, and what was it? Selling through the storm. What that means is sometimes you just got to do the things you don't want to do. Sometimes you got to, when you even want to cry if you're having a bad day, you have to keep going, because see what happens, it's a numbers game. And if we let these things affect us, it will take us off of our game, and then we'll become kind of desperate when it comes time to close our deals. See, I know it sounds real easy just to say, okay, deal with it, but it's not. Sometimes we have things that wear us down in life, and then we've got good times and bad times, and those times that just are just kind of even out. So if you're dealing with a storm, because we're dealing with a storm right now, and a lot of people ain't answering the doors, people are afraid, they don't know what's going on, because see, life happens. And in this regard, as a salesperson, you still got to get out there and do the do. You got to do the things that'll make you money. We work on primarily commission, so if you're working on primarily commission, you got to suck it up, baby. I'm sorry to be mean like this, but sometimes you got to go through things to get to the other side. Now, a lot of times when people are having bad times, or if they're struggling in some particular area of sales, it might be a teachable moment. It's not that it's a good feeling and it hurts that it doesn't hurt, but we have to deal with it. I've been going to school, off and on for years, taking all different types of classes, getting certifications and licenses and stuff. And I've been going through some serious storms because, see, it's like mentally sometimes it can be frustrating. I mean, if you're trying to get a new job, or if you're looking to go into a new career in selling, or if you're just starting off, you're going to have to go through some storms. And I mean, what that means is, hey man, it may look real dark and it gets real ominous and scary and stuff, But see, once you do the do, once you start getting your feet wet, doing the things that are hard, doing the things that you just think to yourself, I don't know if I can do this. But once you get out of that bed, shake it off, you start knocking on doors, picking up those heavy phones, and start talking to people, it becomes easier. I didn't say it was going to be perfect. I'm going to say sometimes it's rough to go through them storms. Sometimes you got to go through them storms to have a teachable moment to teach other people, because I've learned that it's not about me anymore, it's about other people. And see, I have a gift. I've been given a gift to sell. I've given this opportunity to help people. And see, how dare I get to the point where I don't care about people because things aren't working out properly in my life. People go through divorces. People and children have rebellious children. Sometimes you got family members that go to jail. You got all kinds of people dealing with drug and alcohol addictions and all kinds of things. So the key to success in this regard is to weather the storm. Sometimes you just got to sit still in the middle of a storm and let it pass. Yeah, it sounds real easy, but it's really not. You know, I've gone through a lot of things in my life, in my selling career. I've worked with some really good companies that had been in business for a long, long time that went out of business. And I'm like, dang, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do? Life. It is not like a box of chocolates, or maybe it is. You never know what you're going to get. Remember that movie Forrest Gump? You know, some days are going to be real, real good. And then you'll have an issue. And then you'll go, what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. Well, your thing is, I pray a lot. I talk to God all the time, and I'm always saying, please help me. And I'm always looking for my mentors. I'm looking for people to guide me and give me strength. You know, I have people in my life that'll say, Gary, it's going to be okay. I'm going to tell you what, it's going to be okay. You know, dealing with the storms in life, selling through the storms means, look, yeah, some days you may not want to go out there and sell because maybe you're all upset and you're frustrated and everything. But see, what happens is once we get out of our comfort zone and we do those things that we know we need to do, even though it might be hurting inside of us, it gets us out of our mind. It gets us out of our mind because, see, your mind can be a terrible place. It can be a place that can just destroy a selling career. But see, here's the thing. You know, if you've got mentors or people that you can confide in, you can talk to them and tell them how you're feeling inside. Share that stuff. Get it out of you. Make sure that you share that with people that you can trust and that can love on you, because not everybody's going to be your best friend and not everybody's got your best interests at heart. I do, and I care about you. Let me give you another fist bump and tell you it's going to be just fine. But dealing with the storms, you may not be in a storm right now, but everybody's going to have one eventually. You're going to go through a storm. You're going to have issues. Like I said, I'm dealing with a hurricane right now, and I've been out selling all day. All the stores are closed and people are looking at me like, what are you doing here? And a lot of people, they've done hit out of town. But see, there's expectations. My company expects me to go out there and sell something. They expect me to do my job. And see, you have to expect that you're going to go through storms in life. This Dorian thing's a pain in the butt, but it is what it is. You have to deal with reality. You have to deal with the things that happen in your life. And you have to say, well, dang, what do I do? Don't give up. The career of selling is such a great opportunity. It's a great place for you to change your life. You know, I know some people who've been in sales like myself, and we've had a good time. We've done real good. We've made a lot of money. We've helped thousands and thousands of people get things, and we've improved and bettered people's lives. You know, our subject today, you know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you some things that most salespeople, they don't even talk about. But ours is selling through the storm, through the storms of life. You know, storms, sometimes, you know, I see these hurricanes and these bad storms and these bad things happen, but I've noticed that afterwards, there's a rebuilding phase. There's a rebuilding. It's like sometimes you got to clear away all those things that are in your way, you know, that make, you know, I don't know, some people are just going through, and some of these things are real, real miserable. Some things change your life, sometimes for the better and not always for the better, but sometimes it's just like these hurricanes. If they destroy stuff, they're going to rebuild. And this means there's more jobs for people. There's more things that are going to happen, and things are going to be replaced. We can't be replaced. So if you're going through a storm in life right now, just accept it. You know, if you pray, pray. If you don't, talk to people that you feel comfortable with sharing your feelings with. Now, here's the thing. I've been in sales a long time, and I've had some jobs that just didn't work out for me. Some good selling jobs. I thought I was going to make a lot of money. But see, I didn't have a significant other. I didn't have any extra income. So I was going through a storm debating should I stay and stay broke because I was selling, but I wasn't selling enough to be able to afford to pay attention. And if you can't pay attention, it's kind of hard to stick and stay. But if you're going through a storm and the particular job you're in is not working out for you, look around. There's so many different types of sales jobs, and you can find your niche. You can find those things that are going to benefit you. But don't give up on the selling career because we need you. It's really hard to get somebody to go, hey, did you want to go ahead and get that? I know it sounds funny, and I'm not making it a joke, but what I'm saying is life, it's worth living. It's different. I mean, I'm just glad every day is not a good day, because if every day was a good day and then I had a bad one, I don't think I could deal with it. So kind of God gives me a little bit of ebb and flow, but thank God he gives me a new day every day. So that way when I'm going through storms, I can reevaluate it the next night. You know, getting a night's worth of sleep sometimes, and sleeping on things that cause you anguish and irritability can change the whole process for you. So if you're feeling upset or anything, like I said, I got you back. There are people out here, we care about you, and you're going through a storm for a reason, okay? It happens to everybody. Just thank God they ain't storms all the time, because if they were all the time, I don't know. I don't think I can deal with that either. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. We're just having a very simple conversation about selling through the storms. It's not easy, guys, okay? There are some days when I'm selling and for a week or two, I don't sell much or anything at all, and I get frustrated, I get angry, I get mad, but I just have to deal with the storm. I have to go through it and see if we take it out on ourselves, our kids, or significant others, we're not doing the right thing. We got to love those people in our lives. And when we're going through the storm, share that stuff with them. Say, hey, look, man, I'm having a bad day. There's some things going on. I don't know what to do. And talk to God. I'm telling you, it really works. And if you don't believe in God, that's your business. But at least share these things with people who can give you some good advice. You know, there's a lot of people like crabs. They want to pull you down. And you got to remember, stay with the winners, not the wieners. And you got to crawl up out of that box. You got to get up out of that bed when things ain't just right. Because, see, selling and going through the storm is normal. It really is. Because life will throw you curves like you ain't never seen. Like I said, I've been in sales in some form of capacity since the 80s. I've seen companies that were in business for 100 years, 75 years, 50 years go out of business. But guess what? I'm still selling. Because, see, we need salespeople. We need people who can go out there and ask for the order. We need people to close sales. We need people to sell things. And so that's why you're so important and why you matter. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I wouldn't tell you something that I haven't been through myself. I wouldn't share things. I share the truth because I'm a real salesman. I've dealt with all the crap and all the good stuff too. So just remember, if you're out there selling, and if you're starting to have some problems, and if you're not being able to sell something, or you've got problems at home, or if you got problems with your health, or you got problems with your diet, if you got issues with alcohol or drugs, there are counseling, there are help, and there are people like me who care about you. Been there, done that, and I've had a whole bunch of those crazy checks, and I've written a bunch of them. So I'm just sharing that you can do anything you put your mind to. And our subject for today is selling and going through the storm. You know, as soon as the storm's over, I got to get back out there and start selling this door. You ain't going to stop me. There are customers who need my business. There are customers I need to knock on their door. There's customers I need to call. Going through the storm. Yeah, there'll be no power probably for a day or two, a week, or however long it is. I give it to God and let him deal with all that. And I'm going to have problems. And there are going to be some people who are just going to have to deal with life. And they're going to have issues. But as soon as the storm is over, I got to get back out there and start selling. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. We just had a really good conversation about selling and going through the storm, dealing with the storm, having to just remember living life on life's terms. It's not always easy, but it's so worth it. So don't give up before the miracle. You're important and we matter. So I just want to let you know, a little fist bump, tell you I love you. God bless you, and go out there and sell something. But if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. So go out there and remember, selling through the storm. You can do this. Even if Dorian comes and blows all this stuff away, that's okay. God's going to take care of me. God's going to take care of you, and we're going to be stronger, and we're going to go through the storm. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but I got you back. We got you back. So go out there and sell something and have a nice day. Selling, going through the storm. Yeah, been there, done that. We're going to make it, baby. All right.